Income Tax Act 1961. Income Tax Part 2. I am Mr. T.B. Agrawal, retired income tax officer, speaking from Agrawal Income Tax Coaching Classes, Akola. In the previous video, that is Part 1, we have studied that there are 5 heads of income under which income of a person or say assessee can be determined. For the sake of convenience and ready reference, we may repeat that the heads of income are 1. Income from salary, 2. Income from house property, that is HP, 3. Income from business or profession, 4. Income from capital gains, and 5th. Income from other sources, means income which are not covered or falling under the above 4 heads. They are assessed under the head income from other sources. We always notice that there is a specific language or terminology in different faculties such as doctors, lawyers, and in commerce also, etc. In same way, in income tax also, there are some terms and words being used in the Act. For example, a taxpayer in common language means a person who pays income tax. But in income tax language, he is called or known or defined as an assessee. Thus, we can see that an assessee means a person who pays income tax or from whom any amount of tax is due or who files income tax return, etc. In income tax, an auditing paper for BCom Part 2, few questions are always asked on definitions. We will now in this video or lecture throw light on some of the definitions which are common and are frequently used in the Act. There are about 48 definitions in Section 2 of the Income Tax Act 1961. For the sake of convenience, instead of writing Income Tax Act 1961, we may write as the Act, which are commonly used. But however, we have not to cram or remember all of them in mind, but few of them, the definitions are automatically remembered while dealing with the provisions of the Act. They can be summarized as under 1. Assessee, Section 2(7) means a person who is liable to pay income tax or any other sum of money payable by him under the Act, and also the person in respect of whom any proceeding for assessment of income or loss or refund of tax paid by him is pending, or any person who is deemed to be in default under the provisions of the Act. In short, the assessee means any person in respect of whom any proceeding or action under the Income Tax Act is being related. Now, the other word which is being used very often is person. Definition of person 2. Person, Section 231. Generally, by the word person, we understand as an individual, man or woman. But in the Act, the word person, besides individuals, the names such as HUF means Hindu Undivided Family, AOP means Association of Persons, Society, Firm, Trust, Company, BOI means Body of Individuals, etc. are included. These are called status of the person or of the assessee. The person whose total income during the previous year exceeds the minimum limit not liable to tax is a person who is liable to pay income tax. In the forthcoming videos, we will see as to what is the minimum limit which is not liable to tax. Definition 3. Assessment, AY, Section 2(9). It is a period of 12 months commencing on 1st day of April and ending on 31st day of March next. For example, the AY for the year 2021 is the period from 1/4/2020 to 31/3/2021. This is called assessment year. As the income earned during the previous year, which is from 1/4/2019, that is 2019 to 31/3/2020. This period is called or known as financial year also. It is to be assessed or determined in the above mentioned period of assessment. year. 4. Definition 4, that is previous year. Section 3. This has been defined in Section 3 of the Income Tax Act and means a period immediately preceding the assessment year. Means for the AY 2021, the previous year will be the period from 1/4/2019 2019 to 1/3/2020, that is financial year 2020. Fifth, definition 5th is assessment. Section 2(8). In the Act, the word assessment is defined as assessment includes reassessment. This is the very shortest definition in the Income Tax Act. But however, it means as determination of income of a person by the income tax authorities. The assessments are completed by the income tax authorities under section 143(1), 143(3), and 144. However, there is also the assessment in which an assessee has to determine his own income himself and pay the taxes accordingly. That is called self-assessment under section 140A of the Act. This will be discussed in detail in coming chapters. Sixth, definition 6 is income. What is income? Section 224. The term income is having a vast scope of meaning. However, for just understanding a broad meaning, we can say income includes all earnings from all heads of income discussed above, and maybe from lotteries, crossword puzzles, races, etc. And it means revenue receipts from all types of sources, whether disclosed or undisclosed, normally accruing to a person from time to time. 7. Definition 7, total income. Section 245, read with section 5. Total income of any previous year of a person who is a resident of India includes all incomes from whatever source derived, which received or is deemed or that is supposed to be received or accrues or deemed to be accrued to him or accrues or arises to him outside India during such year. If the person is non-resident in India, total income includes all incomes which are received or deemed to be received or accrues or deemed to be accrued to him during such year. Taxable income 8 means total income minus deductions allowable under section 80A to section 80U of the Act. These are the sections where deductions are allowable. Though all the incomes are taxable, there are some incomes which are exempt from tax. They are incomes, but they do not form part of total income. These incomes are not included in total income under the Act. They are listed in section 10 of the Act. There are about 50 items in section 10 which are exempt from tax. They will be discussed as and when we come across these items. But for immediate and broad understanding, some of them which frequently strike in mind can be listed as under. They are 1. Agricultural income. 2. Receipts from HUF. 3. Share income from partnership firm. 4. LTC concessions. 5. Some allowances and perquisites. These are covered under salary also. 6. Death cum retirement gratuity. 7. Commuted pensions. 8. Leave encashment at the time of retirement. 9. House rent allowance. 10. VRS payments. 11. Scholarship for education. 12. Payments from Provident Fund. 13. Allowances of MPs and MLAs. Sections. However, these exemptions are subject to certain limits and conditions mentioned in the Act and rules. Besides the provisions of the Act, there are some income tax rules which prescribe some procedure for enabling the execution of the provisions of the Act. They are called Income Tax Rules 1962. Now, please give the answers of the following questions in the comment box. Question number 1. How many heads of income are there in Income Tax Act under which income of a person can be assessed? Question number 2. How many definitions are there in section 2 of the IT Act? 3. What are the incomes which can be assessed under the head income from other sources? If you like this video, then please press the thumbs up icon and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon next to it for getting the notification of my coming videos. Thanks a lot.